Good morning, good afternoon or good evening, wherever in the world you may be. So today, this is part 2 of selling my bags, just some of them. And the first one today that I'd like to show you is a Michael Kors bag. I'm not sure why there are Michael Kors bags and Michael Kors bags. I think one is a sort of a more expensive line. I think it's this one, the Michael Kors one, but I'm not 100% sure. So as you can see, this is covered in a metal mesh. It's a bit like chainmail. Now, I love this bag. I really do. It has this gorgeous little bag charm here that you can detach. Oh, there we go. So there's this little bag charm here that you can put your AirPods in. You could of course put this on any bag or clip it to your belt loop, jeans, whatever. No problem with that one. The problem is with this. It sags. Well, it has sagged. I'll come a bit closer and show you. You see, if I pull that side up, you can see how, you see what I mean? It's all sort of drooped and gone saggy. And I know the feeling only too well. And for somebody with OCD, I can't cope with it. I've tried to get over it. I know it's ridiculous, but I can't deal with it. So it's going to be sold. Now, did I mention these are a limited edition? They have a little silver plaque in. You should be able to see it if I bring it closer to the camera there. This one is number 21 of 500. And as I said, it's leaving my collection, unfortunately, because it has sagged. This one I'll be selling on eBay, and I'm an honest seller. I will of course be pointing out this fault and will price it accordingly. But the reason why I haven't shed too many tears over this one leaving, and I do get quite upset parting with some of my bags, is because of course I've got it in the other colour, haven't I? As I do. And this one hasn't sagged. I wish I knew its secrets. There we are. This one is perfect. The same lovely little bag charm for your AirPods. Just gorgeous. No problems with this one. This one will stay in my collection probably, I don't know, I can't see me parting with it anytime soon. So that was the first one. The next one is, so the second bag this evening is a little green metallic tote by Valentine. I knew nothing about the brand when I bought this bag, but there's an interesting little bit of history with it. Excuse me while I read my notes, won't you? The brand Valentine was co-founded by Kate Spade and a good friend from college. Her name was Elise Aarons. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's spelt A-R-O-N-S. It could be Aarons, my apologies. I don't know. Kate Spade also changed her surname to Valentine in the same year because she wanted to distance herself from the brand Kate Spade, which she hadn't been involved with since 2007, when she was still living with her husband, and they cashed out of Kate Spade. And actually in 2017, Coach acquired Kate Spade for $2.4 billion US, a tidy sum. However, that was just a little bit of background on the company, because when I bought this bag, I had never heard of Valentine. Now, this again is a bag that I bought and have never used, and the reason is because it is totally open at the top. There is no way to close the bag at all. I mean, it does, you know, sit like that. It doesn't totally gape open unless you stuff it full, but I don't know, it's just never, I've never quite bonded with it. You know how it is with some bags? The lining is a beautiful beige suede and the leather is really, really lovely. It also has a shoulder or crossbody strap, which is adjustable. And inside, you'll see there is a pocket here with a zip compartment. That actually pops out of the bag, and you can use that just on its own. So if you wanted just something to put a few credit cards in, a bit of cash, zip pocket there, two small slip pockets at the front. You can use this as a little SLG on its own with a shoulder strap, which I thought was rather nice. Obviously, however, not nice enough to use because, yeah, I think it is just that lack of any sort of closure at the top that turns me off this bag, really. The leather, however, is just sublime. I love metallic leather, I really do. This will also be listed on eBay. Talking of metallic leather, there might be a slight change to Friday's programme, because when I was watching the video back and I saw, excuse me for a moment, this bag, I just thought, why am I selling this? I mean, this is just beautiful. This metallic leather, the sheen on it, is stunning, absolutely stunning. And so I've sort of changed my mind on that one. So I think I'm actually going to keep this one, and instead I'm going to sell the plum one. Now, I must say that the colour on camera is not coming across properly at all. It looks quite pinkish. It is more of a, it's definitely a plum colour. It's a deeper colour than you're seeing. And also, another reason why I thought I'd sell this one, which also, although I love the colour of this one as well, I haven't used it, is because I'd totally forgotten I have this tote, which is an Alexander McQueen tote. Now, admittedly, the colours are different, but you know what I mean? They're sort of similar in a way, and I thought if I wanted a sort of a burgundy Bordeaux coloured tote, I would reach for this one. So, change of plan. The gorgeous little metallic blue one is staying with me, and the little Bordeaux plum coloured one is leaving. Nothing personal. The next bag that I'm selling is this little Tory Burch tote. It's the only Tory Burch bag I've ever bought, and I love it for its lightness. It is a really light bag for a tote, and I mean there are no problems with it. It's perfect, absolutely perfect. It's just that I have too many. I have other tan bags that I reach for instead of this one, and again, this has never been used. The only thing I do find a bit strange is the grey clochette against the tan. I don't know. It's a personal thing, really, you know. I don't think the two colours go well together. Now, This, much like the Aspinall bags, has a central zipper compartment. It has a slip pocket on the side of that compartment there. I think you can see that. And of course it also has a shoulder or crossbody strap. This was really an impulse buy. It was one of those, you know, I think Farfetch was having a 20% off day or something, and I saw this one and I thought, oh, that would be handy. And then of course, you know, it came and I thought, oh, this is lovely, this is really light, you know, because I really dislike heavy bags. And I didn't realise how many tan bags I had. So Tory Burch has to go. And while I have the opportunity, I just had a thought. If you're watching my videos and you haven't subscribed, why not? It's free, it costs you nothing. And I publish videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, a short on Saturday and a short on Sunday. And it is a considerable amount of work, so I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Go on, you know you want to. The next bag is by Frame. Now you might know Frame for their denim, but they also sell bags. And I think it's quite clear to see that this is somewhat inspired by the Celine box bag. It is in a lovely, soft sheen calf leather that is silky soft to the touch. Really, really lovely. A nice clasp, I'll just show you a bit closer. And you can use it like this, just as a clutch, or there's a shoulder strap which is adjustable. This is on the shortest setting. I think on the longest setting it will probably be okay for a crossbody bag for a shortish person, but for a taller person, no, it would just suffice for a shoulder bag. The inside is basically one large compartment with a very narrow one at the front there, and there's also a zipper pocket at the back just here. Now, as well as the shoulder strap, there is also, sorry, I'm just fighting with the D-ring here. Oops, it's winning. No, it's not. Right. I'm also selling this with a chain from Frame. I think the trend might have sort of been and gone. You know, the trend for sort of bags to have the chain draped across the front of them. However, I bought the chain separately when I bought this bag, and I'll be selling them together because, of course, I have another one of these chains, don't I? So that can be used as a little top handle. The chain is quite heavy. This is brass in a matte gold finish, so it's substantial. It's not like one of those plastic hollow chains. And I love the bag, I really do. But there's a very good reason why I'm selling it. And it's the same old reason as always. Excuse me one moment. And it's because I also have the same bag in black in mock croc. And this is the bag I've been using. The other one, the matte black, what a nice sort of, you can see it just reflecting a bit there, the nice soft sheen of the leather. I have never used that one. I always gravitate towards this one, perhaps because it's a bit more carefree, I don't know. And also, it also came out in this colour, tobacco, which I love. And this one I haven't used either. However, I'm keeping this one because I do love this smooth silky leather. It is just, I was going to say gorgeous again. But having looked back at my video on Friday, oh, how many times did I say gorgeous? If I had $1 for every time I said gorgeous, well, I could at least, you know, run to a couple of sandwiches or something. However, I digress. This frame bag, with its shoulder strap, and the chain even has its own little dust bag. I have dust bags for all of the bags that I'm selling, will be appearing on eBay fairly soon. So that was the frame, Le Signature bag, or signature bag. So the next bag is a Mulberry bag. Mulberry were a brand that I started buying, oh goodness, over 20 years ago. They were the first sort of designer bags that I bought. I mean, they weren't quite in the price range of Chanel, Louis Vuitton, but you know, they were quite expensive even back then. And I love Mulberry bags. I have had many of them over the years. I sold quite a few last year because I'd had them for years and I'd never used them. Same old story. This is what happens, you know. You have so many bags, you can't possibly use them all unless you're working and go out every day, and which is something that I haven't done for many years. Anyway, back to the bag. This one is called the Darley bag, and it's in Oxblood small classic grain leather. It has a shoulder strap, well, a shoulder chain, and it's a bit like a wallet on chain really, except that it would hold a lot more. I'll come a bit closer and show you. You see, this one there are credit card slots at the back. Hope you can see them. Just down here. There's a slip pocket at the back there. There's a zip pocket at the front here. And in front of that is another pocket. It's the sort of bag where you don't need to take a wallet or an SLG for your credit cards. You can just basically put them all in here. But unlike most wallet on chains, which, I mean, this wasn't sort of advertised as such, but to me it is, you can see from the width of it that there's a lot more room in this bag. And it's lovely. Nothing wrong with it at all. It still has, oops, it still has the plastic on the hardware here. I don't know if you can see that. And she's a gorgeous bag, but I don't use her. And bags should be used. And I think somebody would really love this one. It's a really, really nice bag. The leather inside here is so soft. And because this is grained leather, it'll be very durable, you know? Nice, easy little bag to use. And that comes with all its cards, dust bag, etc., etc. Full set, as new. This one, I'm not sure whether it will go on eBay or to a consignment store. There is a consignment store in Sydney that stocks, well, that will stock Mulberry bags. Most consignment stores don't take Mulberry bags because they're just a little bit below the price point, you know, that consignment stores like to deal with. So it might pop up on eBay. In fact, I think that's probably the best way to go with this one. And, you know, the lovely little postman's lock. Just classic Mulberry, isn't it? And a nice small one in this one. Very cute. So there she is, the little Mulberry Darley bag. I won't say gorgeous. Very, very nice. Okay, so the next one is, this one is a Telfar bag. Well, I call it a bag. I'm not actually sure what it is really. It has a, you know, very distinctive design on the dust bag. And the T on the front here, you can make that out. It has a little clasp here. The hardware is in matte black. And it unzips all the way around. So in the top half, there's a sort of a mesh with a zip in the middle. Oops. And in here is an adjustable webbing strap that you would, clip onto there. So I suppose you could have it almost as a wristlet, or you could carry it on your shoulder. It's very, very adjustable. I mean, this could be a very, very long strap. Which I've now got in a bit of a tangle. Oh, there we go. So you can see it's a, and that's not as long as it could be longer than that. So it's a long strap. So I'll take that off for now. Okay, so at the other side of the bag is, well, it's sort of in the middle. I assume these are for credit cards. And it's actually quite a clever design because these are elasticated. So much easier to get your card in and out, but very secure. So there are 6 on that side. And on the other side, there are 3 flat pockets. Hopefully you'll be able to see there. And this side of the bag has 2 zip pockets on, like this, one there and one here, just the mesh, as you can see. It's a bit of a conundrum, this bag. I mean, I'm sure to somebody it could be really, really useful. However, that person is not me. And, yeah, you've guessed it, I've never used it, of course. It is brand new. It's a very long strap. Very good for a tall person. If Caleb is watching, you might want to take a look at this bag. He's probably already got one. I know he's got one of the very bright sort of acid green Telfar shopping bags. So there we have it, the Telfar said on the bag, just a black carry case. I'm at a loss. That is all I can say. That I will be selling on eBay, and hopefully somebody out there will say, goodness me, that is so useful. That's just the bag for me. And I do hope so, because I like all my bags to go to a good home. Very sentimental about them, I am. Now, the next bag, I'm not sure if I'm selling it or not, but I'll show you anyway. Just one moment. So the penultimate bag that I'm showing you today is this one from the row. It's called the Clea shoulder bag in Cognac. Clea, C-L-E-A. I don't know how else you could say that. Clea, maybe. Anyway, it's by the row. As you can see from their little discreet stamp just here. And it's in this beautiful colour, Cognac. And I think you can see the sheen on the leather there from the lights. I was totally seduced by the leather of this bag. I mean, it is a very smart bag. You know, if I was still doing, you know, sort of a temporary stint in the corporate environment, which I used to do from time to time in between theatre gigs, fortunately my father said to me when I was younger, you need a backup, you know. You can't always get work in professional theatre, so I trained as an accountant, and it was very handy, very, very handy indeed. I used to do temporary work, contract work, etc., etc. I digress greatly. However, I'm just saying, in that sort of environment, this is a great bag. You know, it's a sort of smart thing that you wear to the office as a professional. I haven't worked in an office for, let me think, 30 years, must be approaching 30 years. So why did I buy a corporate bag? I mean, like I said, it was the leather, really, and also I was curious about the row, because everybody was talking about the row and how wonderful they were and the quality. And it's lovely, really is lovely. I mean, oh, take paper out. The interior, I'll bring it a bit closer, has a zip pocket on the back there, 2 compartments, and the leather on the inside is just as sublime as the leather on the outside. Has a sort of pleated gusset there on the side. You can put this strap through the 2 loops there instead of this configuration where it's sort of, the strap sort of starts from just in from the edge of the bag. So you can do that. You can take off the strap, you can carry it as a clutch, and I'm really torn on this one. You know, if I put my accountant's hat on, I should sell it, because it's an expensive bag and it's just sitting doing nothing. You know, it doesn't pay dividends. I don't think there'd be an awful lot of capital appreciation over the years, and maybe it should go to a good home. I'm really not sure. However, this is one that I might be selling. I'm a little bit on the fence about. So that is a lovely shoulder bag from the row, which leaves me with just one bag to finish this round of selling bags with. And I'll get that for you right now. So the last bag I'm selling is a Chanel bag, which I don't usually sell my Chanel bags. You know, Chanel bags are forever. Well, you know, for as long as I'm here, my Chanel bags will be here. Apart from this one, I'll just take the tissue off it. And there's a very good reason why. It's a lovely Chevron seasonal flat bag. Pocket that goes all the way across the back of the bag. It's in lovely condition, apart from, I'll just show you, there are a couple of small indentations where I think somebody has stored it, because I bought this as pre-loved, has stored it with the chains underneath, which fills me with horror. I'm so fussy about the way I store my bags. This one is from 2012, 2013, and as I said, it's pre-loved. As are all the rest of my Chanel bags, bar one. I've only ever bought one bag directly from the boutique, and with prices what they are now, I certainly won't be buying any more from them. Pre-loved, yes. From the boutique, I don't think so. So, just one compartment in here. As I said, it's a seasonal flat bag. A little bit unusual, and as much as it's quite wide here. Oh, I should also show you the interior, which is in, this is in fabric. This is of course leather. There is a zipper compartment at the back here. No other pockets at all. And as I pointed out, there are those little indentations on the back of the bag. And also the sides of the bag, because it's wider than most Chanel bags are, flat bags, it's got this funny sort of angle, you know, you see what I mean? And there, it's just, I'd really like it to be sort of like that, you know, more symmetrical. And that bothers me, because I have OCD. It's a fairly short chain. However, doubled like that, it is quite good as a handheld bag. So she's going to a very good consignment store called MY, and that's spelled E-M-I-E-R. And they are a fantastic consignment store. They're very particular about things, as am I. They're very honest in their listings, and I have bought many items from them, and their service is excellent. They pack things beautifully. I can't fault them. I'll put their link in the description box down under. Before I wrap things up, I just thought I'd mention that this one comes with the authentication card, dust bag, and the box. So it's a complete set. Little Chanel bag with all its accoutrements. So there we have it, the last bag of this round of sales anyway that I'm selling, the little Chanel seasonal flat bag. And that, I'm pretty sure, is it. I'm just looking around because I can be forgetful on certain occasions. I think that's it. Today's fashion hack is about storage, and it's about storing your handbags. Storing them nice and carefully so that you don't have any problems with the strap here. Now, if you hang handbags just on a nail or, you know, a narrow hook, you're going to have that problem. And that eventually is going to crack or at least crease very, very badly. The solution is the humble doorstop, as you can see just here. They're easy as anything to install. If you're putting one onto something like a soft wood cupboard, then you can just, whoops, you can just screw straight into it, remembering to put this part on first, of course. However, if you're trying to put one onto something like these billy cupboards from IKEA, which doesn't everybody have them? I mean, we have them all over the house. They are incredibly useful and great value for money. I like to start off a hole when I'm using, particularly when I'm using a screw that long with a threaded bradawl. Now, if you try and start the hole off on one of these, this is going to slide all over the place. So what you need to do is put a square of paper masking tape wherever you want to place the screw, which we've actually run out of because we are in the middle of renovating and we're in a less than half finished dressing room, which is why you're only seeing a small part of it. I promise you, I will show you some more later down the track when we've done a little bit more work. So what the square of paper masking tape does is it stops the end of your bradawl sliding. Also a useful tip if you ever want to drill into tiles, you know, ceramic tiles in a bathroom. However, I digress. I'm very into tools. For my 50th birthday, my husband said, "What do you want for your 50th birthday?" And I said, "I'd like a hammer action multi-speed power drill." And that's what he bought me, and I was delighted. Anyway, we were talking about handbags. So make the hole however you want. Use an old-fashioned brace and bit or cordless drill. If you're using a power drill, take it easy because before you know, you've gone right through to the other side of the cupboard and it's all a mess. These door stops are brilliant for hanging handbags on. I mean, this is quite an old bag that was actually hung incorrectly for some time, and as you can see, it's quite creased there. But these minimise the creasing. So this is a good way of storing bags, well, hanging bags, with a thin strap. However, if you've got a thicker strap, you need to combine two of these, and I'll show you how that's done right now. So, as I was saying, when you've got a bag with a thicker strap, like this one, I'll just take these two off here and hand them to him indoors, who is very handily standing over there. What I've done is I've put two door stops next to each other. These things ever come off when you want them to, honestly. So you can see second one right next to them. Just remember, if you're using a drill or a bradawl, put a square of paper masking tape, stops it slipping on. This is yet another billy cupboard if you hadn't guessed. They're all over the place. What I didn't like about just those two together was this dip in the middle. So I've got a piece of foam, you know, it's foam packing stuff that comes with everything, doesn't it? I just moulded it over the top there. Thank you, him indoors, which makes it perfect to hang bags with a thicker strap on. What I also do is I also put the dust bag on them, tie it and pop that over the top so it keeps it nice and dust free. You can comfortably fit two bags on here, 2 bags per doorstop, unless they've got very thin straps, and then you could get 3. Just be careful when you've got one in front of the other one like that, that you don't have any clasps, I meant to say, fastenings sticking out. Like this one, you want that on this side, not on the other side where it's going to dig into this bag. And of course everything is falling apart now, isn't it? As it would. They sit here all nice and behave themselves, my bags do, until they get a little bit of attention. It goes to their heads, doesn't it? And they get quite giddy with it. And that is it. There you have it. 2 door stops, piece of foam over the top, quite a substantial foam, lovely and padded, looks after the straps of your bag. And that's this week's fashion hack. Get your drills ready. Before I go, I would just say, if you've enjoyed this, please subscribe. I would appreciate it so much. And as always, thank you for watching. À bientôt, mes amis. Au revoir et bonsoir. A cute little, I don't know what you'd call it really. I think it's for your iPods. Same again, and this one is number, just a minute, I shall have to ask, is it him? I have to cut that bit. Just a minute, I shall have to ask him indoors to have a look for me, please, if you wouldn't mind, him indoors. Oh dear, he put his hands in. You saw his hands there. He is real. I'm not talking to an imaginary person.
257.
This one is number 257 of 500. They're unusual, something different. I whistled then. However, I digress totally. Oh, I've got to leave that bit out. I'll just start again as normal. It was a brand that was founded by Kate Spade and her, I've forgotten, hold on just a minute. Oh, sorry, I've got it all here. Frances Valentine was co-founded with Kate Spade, and her college friend Elise Aarons in, did I just say in 2016? $2.4 billion. That was for the Kate Spade brand. Quite some sum. Quite some sum. It's a deeper colour than you're seeing on film. So that's the frame, and it was called Le Signature. Say it again. It's a fairly short strap when it's strap chain. Ça suffit, n'est-ce pas? Oui?
Some different expressions. Yeah. Like, ooh.
When you've got a strap like this one on this Rockstud bag, that although it's adjustable, it doesn't come off. Having said that, it does come off, which I have never noticed up until now. Therefore, I will start this video again.